Hi, I'm Paige. I'm a junior criminal justice student at 𝗟𝗓𝗧 University, and I'm currently studying abroad in Dublin, Ireland through AIFS. And I'm going to show you what my day-to-day life is like. So I'm currently taking 4 classes this semester. Each session is twice a week for about 50 minutes. I find the course schedule to be pretty easy to manage. I have friends in the program who are taking 5 to 6 classes, and they also think that it's pretty manageable. The homework load isn't excessive. When they give homework, it's for a reason. It's not just to give you busy work here. The one thing I would say that is an adjustment is the grading. So an A would be their equivalent to honors here, and that would be about a 70%. So that's really good here, like 70%. It's really difficult to get above that. I think that's the biggest adjustment when it comes to courses. But once you get here, you can tailor your schedule and look over the courses that you chose and decide what's going to work for you and what's not going to work, which is really nice. So transportation is really accessible here. There's a huge train and bus networking system, and upon arrival, you get a LEAP card from AIFS, and then you get a student LEAP card, which is their bus pass. That is loaded up with $75, I think total. I had $100, but each bus ride with the student card is $1, and you can go pretty much anywhere that the networking system goes. You can hop off one bus and go up to the next and end up in another town. The bus ride from DCU to downtown is about 30 minutes if you want to end up by Trinity, but it's not like that long. It doesn't feel that long. I'd say that the seating is pretty good on the buses and the trains. I'd say during rush hour it might be a little bit more difficult, but there's still tons of room. So I guess it really depends on the day. Like today I do not have class, so I woke up. They give you pretty decently sized beds too, and they supply the bedding. Then I'll make breakfast. I'll go out into the city. Today we're meeting up at the campus bar/cafe to talk about this Galway trip that is planned with part of the program this weekend. So that's exciting. And then I'll probably go out into the city at night and go get some food out there. So I am currently taking electives, and then I have a cultural diversity credit that I'm also taking out here. But it depends. Like, I know some of the people here are taking business, and they're taking a lot of their business classes here. I guess it really depends on what your major is. You can take major classes, but unfortunately criminal justice is not the easiest major to take classes in your major outside of the United States. But I've had all these electives, so I'm taking a lot of political classes here to learn about Ireland. So I am obsessed with the museums here. A lot of them are free, like the national ones. So I've been to the art gallery, the archaeology one, the Epic Museum, which is about emigration and how people from Ireland left for a while, especially during the 19th century. That was really cool. They have tons of pubs. If you go out to Temple Bar, there's tons of little restaurants. They have this place called the Rolling Donut, and they have some of the best donuts, and they're all specialty made, and that's really good. There's a lot of fun places. I'm a huge fan of going down to like the botanical gardens here. They're gorgeous. There's a huge outside place to walk. They have all these beautiful little greenhouses that you can go into. Sometimes the local cats will sneak in, and they're super friendly. They have the cemetery right next door too, which is really cool. So the city is beautiful. It depends what part of the city you're into. Like some places like the Temple Bar areas may be a little bit more expensive than if you were to go out into like O'Connell Street. But there's places in the city where the streets are closed off from cars and you can just walk. It's really lovely. I'm from the country, so I am not used to the city life, but it's a nice adjustment, especially if you don't like big crowds. I would say that one weird thing about walking in the city is there's not a specific side of the road that you're supposed to walk on. Like in some parts of the United States, you choose the right side. There's not a direct, so you kind of have to be mindful about people around you. But otherwise, it's really nice. It's not too busy, and there's a lot to do. So I've done quite a bit of traveling, and I'm planning to keep traveling. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I went to Galway, and we ran into Conan O'Brien. We went to the cliffs of Moher. I went to Kilkenny, where they have all this beautiful art and witches. I've been up to Belfast to see the Game of Thrones castle and the Giant's Causeway, which are these really, really cool rock formations. Don't suggest the red walkway unless you love heights, because you have to climb up a cliff and down like 160 stairs, but they have a blue path, which is super easy to navigate. I like to go on some of the tours here. They have Wild Rover. They have sheep farm tours where you hop on a bus and you hop on a sheep farm and you spend the day with some sheeps and the puppies. It's really easy to travel here, and I would suggest it. Even the trains are super easy. We went to Waterford, where the glasses are. So I guess it depends how you choose to spend your money. For me, I spend about 50 pounds on groceries a week. I feed other people too, so I get more than enough groceries for a whole week on that. And then maybe once a week I'll go out to eat. And on campus, it's not that expensive. Like, you can get meals for about $6. It depends where you eat too. Like, you can get a nicer food for maybe 10 pounds here. I find that some of the other restaurants here, they're a little bit more pricey depending on where you're going. Like, I would try to avoid Temple Bar if you want to save your money. Like, you can go there once in a while, but I would not recommend eating there every day, and I would not recommend eating out. Our kitchen's really nice here. It's like adjustment because like everything's a little bit smaller here, so the oven's gonna be a little bit smaller here. This fridge is gonna be a little smaller here, so I wouldn't buy in bulk really. So the accommodations are really nice. They give you a nice size bed, so that's the bed. This is like my desk area. Over there is the closets, and then this is the bathroom over here, which is really nice. You get your own shower, sink, and toilet, and then with about 3 to 6 other people, there's 4 total in my apartment. You share a hallway and a common area where there's a kitchen. With my program, at least, and in my experience, we got our pots, pans, bowl, dish, plate, and silverware. Like, all of that was provided for us, which was really nice. So most of the Irish people here have been some of the nicest people I've ever met. They're very friendly, and if you're lost, they'll help you find your way, because I always can't find my way. And they're very helpful, kind. They actually really like Americans, to my surprise, at least from the ones I've talked to. So I chose Ireland for a few reasons. I wanted to learn more about my ancestral roots from Ireland, so that was a big motivation. And then I also wanted to learn more about the culture because I'm so fascinated by Irish music and dance and cuisine. And this was, I think, a great way to get adapted into city life, especially from someone who doesn't come from a big city. It's big, don't get me wrong, but it's very friendly here. It's the perfect size, and it's just so beautiful, and it's really easy to navigate, actually. During my process of picking locations, I wanted to find a place that allowed opportunities to learn about the culture, but also experience maybe other European cultures. And Dublin is a mesh of different cultures coming together, which I really liked. So I believe during orientation they said you wanted to have about $250 a week or bi-weekly for expenses. You definitely want to have some extra cushion money for setting up your dorm room and extra stuff you might have not thought to pack or had the room to, maybe even sending packages home. Food, I'd leave about at least 70 pounds just to be safe. You can definitely do it cheaper than that. It depends what you want to cook. There's a lot of free stuff to do in the city. There's ways to get around it, to spend time having fun and learning about the culture on a budget. You definitely do not have to spend a lot of money to have a great experience here. And what's very unique is that there's heritage sites too that you get a heritage card, so there's certain places as well that you can travel for free and see these places. For me, the classroom setting is very different. The grading system's a little different. Kids will talk during class or get up and leave, but as the semester went on, there is less and less disruption during the class, and if you sit up close during the first week of class or week or two, it'll be easy to hear the professor. The slang is a little different. Someone said that's crack, which is 𝗟𝗘𝗧, which means tons of fun, but once you learn the lang, it will be pretty easy to understand what people are saying. I think another thing is the heat. Sometimes we'll turn off at nighttime. I think our heat turns off around 11 p.m. but turns back on in the morning. But if you get a hot water bottle, that will be the best thing. All you do is you fill it up with warm water, stays warm the whole night. Totally worth the investment. Yeah, and I think walking on the street is different because there's not a universal, oh, you go to the right or the left. I think that was a different one too. So I'm going to be signing off for the day. If you have any other questions, reach out to AIFS or me. Yeah, have a great day.